The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Good morning. Welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Friday, November 21st. It's the final show of the week, obviously. Final show before the Cowboys take on the Eagles. Dak Prescott called it a playoff game, and might as well be. I think they're all going to be considered playoff games at this point, especially this one, because at some point you're going to have to beat somebody good, and doesn't get any gooder than the Philadelphia Eagles. I know that's not a word, but I just said it anyways. It's defending champs. Best record in the NFL, or at least tied for the best, and they win these close games. But, you know, if the Cowboys are going to do something, if they want to be that type of team, if they want to make a run to get into the playoffs, these are the teams that you have to beat to get there. So might as well start early, right? Start before Thanksgiving, get this game against the Eagles. Even if you don't make the playoffs, sure would be fun to just say that you didn't get swept by them. All right, Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida's first. Let's go.
What's up, Nick? How are you today?
Good. How are you?
All right, so I want to change my prediction from yesterday. I had a premonition. I think we're gonna kick their ass all game until the fourth quarter, and then I think the Eagles are gonna tie it up with about 2 minutes left and 24-24. However, then I think us Cowboys are going to go throw a big long ball to Pickens, big long ball to CD, and then we're going to run out the clock and kick a field goal, about a 20-yard field goal, a little easy one to win the game, 27-24. That's all I got, man. Let's go Cowboys. Right. LFG, baby.
All right. Sounds good. I wrote down 27-24 as he was saying, throw the ball to Pickens. I mean, yeah, Auburn's going to win it. Yeah, love it. Don't love that kind of game, but that's what the Eagles do. That's how they play, and I'm sure they're 8-2. I bet you, of those 8, I know 7 of those 8 were close one-score games, and so I would imagine just about every one of those teams was like, we're gonna win this game. We're gonna beat the defending champs, because that's kind of the way that they play. There's nothing special really about them. Offense is not that great, obviously, this year. Defense has been okay, but they're just opportunistic, and they make plays at the right time, and they win the game. That's all that matters. So, but in the NFL, that stuff doesn't last. And so just like you win a few games, don't be surprised if the Eagles lose two games in a row at some point. Why not start it this week? All right, Anthony in Miami. What's up, Anthony?
Nathan Quick, what's up, my guy?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm thankful for Chris to let me get in. I don't normally do this, but I did back-to-backs after missing a whole month. And this one is very important to me. If you allow me a minute and 20 seconds to talk about a great man that people put down and this and that, I don't know why. But I watched some podcasts that fell last night, and they were the Gambler podcasts with Eric Werder, Darren Woodson, and I watched Mr. Jones and Miss Jean Jones and Coach Wish. I didn't watch the kids. So I'm not going to get into the podcast because people may have not seen them. I just want to tell you, I know Jeremy likes stuff like that in D.C., so I'm just letting y'all know those are out. They were fantastic, the 2 that I saw. But I want to talk about Mr. Jones. I've talked about him before. And I heard him say on things, he listens to things. He listens to people. He watches clips. He listens to the fans, believe it or not. And I don't know if he'd ever find this to listen. Mr. Jones, I respect you, man. I never met you a day in my life, but I love you. I've told people this. I've said this on this show. He can't really do no wrong with me. The fulfillment and the happiness he's brought me and seeing some of the things as a man, I respect him as a husband. I respect him as a father, businessman, and I respect him because, he followed his dreams. Everybody always talking about the separation with Jimmy Johnson and this and that. You got to remember, it can't be no separation if he didn't get some of his friends like Coach Swisher and Coach Johnson and bring them along. Things we hope as people and humans we can do one day when we make it in something and bring our friends along and give them the opportunity. So he's done a lot for me. The Cowboys haven't always been great. I'm 55. So my first years after the 70s, they were terrible. When I was in college, 88, 89, they were god-awful. But we won again, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. I've heard people, and I'm just tired now, and I need to say something. So if this just may pick up in the wind and get to him, I love you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all these podcasts you allow that Mr. Eagleton and all them to do, and Nick them and Nate them and all them. I appreciate the love you have for your former players and the love they have for you. And I'm a black man, especially the black ones, especially the ones from Miami, especially the ones from Florida. So I love you, Mr. Jones. I appreciate what you do, and I know you're trying, and I know you want to win the big one again, but you've done enough for Anthony and Miami. That's all I want to say, Nick. I thank you for the opportunity, bro.
All right. Thank you for the call. That's what this show is, right? Just kind of let people kind of rant a little bit, vent, as long as it doesn't go too long. That was getting up there, but it's okay. You had a lot of things to say, passionate. I don't know if everyone agrees with you, but that's okay. That's what makes this show what it is. I got nothing else for that, so let's go Zach in Atlanta.
Nick in Frisco, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm great, dude. We got to keep Jeep. Also, Cowboys are going to win 30-23. I think the offense is going to have the ball. We're going to be shooting for a field goal, and it's just going to be a busted play. My man George Pickens is going to get a touchdown and just continue on his stellar season. We're going to win 30-23. We're also going to get a tush-push stop with our investments on the D-line. I hope the Eagles don't do a cute little, flank out like the Ravens did with Mark Andrews. Oh, that would be so embarrassing. So now we're going to stop them. And they're going to get a false start call, too, because they're false starting on all those stupid tush pushes. And my double agent for the week, who played for the Star near and far, I didn't realize Miles Austin wore the Eagles jersey for a season. So any stories on Miles Austin, man? And with that, I'll hang up. Let's go.
Yeah, he sure did. I saw a photo yesterday. I was looking at some of the trivia questions, but one we didn't post, but I saw one of DeMarco Murray hugging Jason Garrett when he was playing for the Eagles. And then, after the game, but in the background it was Miles Austin. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize they were both there at the same time. So I guess that was 2015. Miles Austin, I don't have I'm trying to think. I can't think of one right now. I mean, it was a fantastic story. I was on the sidelines when that happened. That's for another day, I guess. It was just some guy with the Chiefs. It was some guy with mittens that was trying to, talk crap about the game. It didn't really go well when Miles was running through for a touchdown. But all I could remember is this dude had these big red mittens on, and I was just like, "How tough are you with these on?" Sorry, if you're a mitten guy, my bad. The thing that's most impressive about Miles Austin wasn't just that game. It was the next week against Atlanta. That's the one where you're like, because he had 250, you're like, wow, what a game this is. It's just kind of a flash in the pan. And then the next week, I think he went for like 170 against the Falcons the next week. And you're like, okay, I think we got a player here. It took him a while to get going, but when he did, he was dynamic. All right, let's go to and he said something else about the game, 30-23, George Pickens with a late touchdown. How much time's left on the clock? Because I can promise you, if he scores a touchdown like that in a dramatic fashion and there's time on the clock, the Cowboys are going to be kicking off from like the 10-yard line because he's going to get a penalty or whatever, So I hope there's not much time left for that. All right, Michael in Bowling Green.
How you doing, Nick?
What's up, man?
Looking forward to the game.
Let's go.
Got a 7-game playoffs if we just keep winning. This team kind of.
If it's 7 and it goes well, I mean, might as well make it 8, 9, 10, right?
Yeah. They get in the real playoffs.
Got you.
This team kind of reminds me of the '91 Cowboys. They were 91. They were doing pretty good, but they weren't there yet. The following years when they really hit it, but they're just it's kind of looking like that again. That I'm not sure if they're going to win 7 in a row, so I'm just kind of looking to next season and the next and maybe the next. It looks like a bright future for us. Hopefully get you that Super Bowl, that staff Super Bowl ring. I think that's what we're most excited about.
Well, it would be awesome. I don't know if I see it the same way with the 91, just because the 91 team had so many young players that they're all trying to learn together. Plus, starting quarterback got hurt and didn't play the last 5 or 6 games. I don't know if we want that to happen, but I know that we don't.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, like, but team that's kind of learning how to win, but with a 10-year veteran quarterback and a wide receiver and veteran players around it, I don't know if that is the team that I would compare it to. But you know what? That team got on a run at the end. So regardless of the personnel, that team got hot and at the right time. And if that's your comparison, then I'm all for it.
That's what. All right, I want to give you a score.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Nick's mom, I know you're listening. I know you're proud of your son. They're the voice of the Cowboys. I'm going to say that they're both teams are going to score almost on every possession.
Oh gosh.
And I'm going to go Cowboys 42 and the Eagles 38.
42-38. I think.
Yep.
Didn't the Cowboys win a game with that exact score against the Eagles?
I'm sure they did.
42-38. That seems like the 2008 game that I remember with I'll look it up in a second. It was something like that. It was like 2008 back and forth. I know Felix Jones had a long kickoff return, and Deshaun Jackson caught one and dropped the ball at the one. It was a crazy game. But yeah, those would be fun, especially if you win them. So, all right, Michael, good stuff.
All right, proceed.
All right. Let's go to our new favorite caller now, Danny in Henderson, Nevada. Danny, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, we haven't had a call from Henderson, Nevada ever. Now we've got 3 in the last 24 hours. I love it.
Yeah. We're trying to catch up here.
Yeah.
I'll be quick. I just have 2 predictions for this week. I think Logan Wilson's going to have an interception in this game. I know he's got kind of a knack for having interceptions. I think he just has a way of knowing the depth of where to be, and I think it's going to be one of those plays where Hurts gets a little pressure on him and doesn't see Wilson because he's watching his receiver come from one side or the other, and he's just going to throw it right to him. And then my final score is 27-20 Cowboys.
27-20. All right.
Yep.
Good stuff. Logan Wilson, he does have a knack for that. I mean, 11 interceptions from the linebacker spot. I think I saw that that's the most by any linebacker since he has been in the league, 2020. So, that's one of those things, though. You got to get comfortable with the defense, comfortable with exactly where you're supposed to be. I love the phrase that they used to have out in a sign outside the locker room when Parcells was here. It was, knowledge is confidence, and confidence lets you play fast. And so, that's the thing with anything, right? Anything in life. I mean, you move faster when you kind of know what you're doing and you're not thinking about how to do things. You're just reacting quick. And I think that's something that, we'd like to see him do that a little bit more. I mean, he just got here, but he's a smart player. He's an instinctive player. I don't think it'll take him too long to kind of get that. And I would think you're going to see a big play out of him soon. All right. Let's go to Lewis in Langston.
Hey, what's going on, man? I didn't have too much today. Just wanted to give my score. I think it's going to be Dallas 35, Philadelphia 24. And I think, honestly, it's going to be a battle in the trenches, but I just don't see – I don't want to be that guy that gets caught up in the records and stuff like that, but even with them losing the game at the beginning of the year, I don't really see them having an answer for Dak Prescott. I think one of the biggest things watching Dak Prescott play against, like, the NFC East, and when they do lose games, it's not always on his arm. It's more or less the talent around him, and I hate to say it like that, but I feel like we watched that Philly game at the beginning of the season, and it wasn't like he wasn't putting the ball on the rope. And I don't want to blame CD, but I'm blaming CD. You catch a few of those balls, and that's the ball game.
Right.
So I think, honestly, because the defense actually played better that game than they did all year till last week. So if we can keep that offense at bay, I think if we can get CD with no drops, if he has one drop, I think we win this game and run away with it. But I know sometimes I'm talking as a fan, and I know it doesn't go that way all the time. But hopefully, like I said, I'm going 34-24, and I'll listen as I go.
Well, he just went down a number. You said 35-24. Now you're at 34-24.
My fault. 35. I'm going 35. I'm sorry, 35.
What we got going on over there? Lewis, you on the docks? What's happening over here?
No, man. I'm at work, and I thought I had said 34. It's 35. I'm sticking with 35.
No,
I'm sticking with 35.
I was just asking about all the noise back there. I mean, it's like you definitely at work. He's getting
I work in a warehouse, so it's a lot going on. Well, it's a little quiet today, but you definitely you'll hear some stuff going on in this warehouse.
I love it. I just picture like the office, like downstairs from the show The Office, the warehouse guys down there. Those probably got a basketball hoop somewhere stashed off to the side. Get a game in. Love it. All right, let's go to Josh in Princeton.
Hey, Nick.
What's up?
Yeah, I got 2 words for you.
Uh-oh.
Quinnen Williams.
That's almost should be 3. You know what I mean? Like, just as big as he is, Quinnen Williams. Hey, you know what? I think some people have added a 3rd word in the middle there. QFW. Because he's...
Yeah.
Hey, but, the thing about it is they're going to start game planning for him a little bit more, and he doesn't just make every single play. But the good thing about it is when you think about what he was doing with the Jets, he'd get blocked. They'd scheme some things up, but he didn't have Kenny Clark next to him. He certainly didn't have Osa flying in there either. So that's the exciting part. Now, I don't know if you can sustain this for next year. I don't know, but you have all 3 of these guys next year. But maybe. I mean, we'll see if they can figure it out and play together. It's a good problem to have.
Yep. So I wanted to just leave you with this on a positive note for the front office.
Mm-hmm.
So I have started to lose just complete faith in the front office. It started with the Amari Cooper trade for a 5th-round pick.
Okay.
Like I really was flabbergasted about that. And then you turned around and tried to get Cooks for a higher pick, and I thought Amari Cooper was a better player. And then you moved from the lack of moves in free agency, dragging contracts out, especially with Dak and CeeDee Lamb, the Mike McCarthy lame duck year, the Parsons trade, the all-in comment, like all of that stuff I just had a complete lack of confidence in the front office. But then, as you start to think about it, with the coaching hire, I didn't think they did their due diligence on it. But the way Shadi has handled the team, I think they knew what they were doing with that. And then you do the George Pickens pickup, and then you trade Parsons, which I didn't like,
mm-hmm.
but you've turned it into Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and multiple first-round picks, and I'm starting to build that trust. It's like a toxic relationship. I'm starting to build my trust again, and maybe they know what they're doing with some of these moves. And I'm just feeling confident that they're putting the team in the right direction.
Right.
I don't want to go overboard, but I'm just going to start to trust them again.
Yeah.
I lost confidence when Brandon Aubrey was missing field goals in training camp, and
when was that?
He wasn't a real football player; he was a soccer player. Now he's the best kicker in the league.
Right.
Okay, maybe somebody knows what they're doing. I don't know if it's Jerry, but somebody up there knows what they're doing. So
yeah,
I'm positive.
Well, Jerry didn't find him. He didn't find him. He's got people that did. And that I think, Josh, that's a fair. It's fair to kind of be up and down like that with your emotions, because the moves have been that way. You know what I mean? Like, you can be excited about George Pickens, but they made 5 trades. You excited about the Kenneth Murray trade? You excited about Kyer Elam? You excited about Joe Milton? I mean, they made trades. They some will work, some didn't work. Jonathan Mingo, I mean, that's a 4th-round pick. They didn't have a 4th-round pick this year because of Mingo. Doesn't seem like that's worked out. If it did, they wouldn't have gone to get Pickens, So, some will work, some don't. And I promise you in the next, 6 months, they're going to make a move that didn't work out. They're going to make a draft pick, a trade, something that doesn't work. But I think what you can find about the pattern is that regardless of what you think about hearing all this stuff that Jerry does off the field and all these other things he's into, they're trying to win football games. And they're gonna turn over all these stones to try to do that. And some are gonna work, some won't.
Yeah. All right. That's all I had. Thank you, Nick.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right. We're gonna take a break here on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, this segment is presented by Yeti. Officially licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is available at Stadium Pro Shops, concession, and on Yeti.com. I guess one of the things that was kind of bothering me a little bit this week, and it's just natural, like it happens, like we understand last week it was a lot of talk mostly about Marshawn Nealon and his passing, and then how the Cowboys are going to figure out how to play a game and play with emotion, and they did, and they played well and all that. And then this week it's kind of Eagles talk and all that. I understand moving forward, we're not moving on. And so I definitely wanted to, I've worn, you can't really see, I've worn the 94 pin a couple times, and now the shirts that they were wearing, I can't really see here, this Marshawn shirt's pretty cool. This is some of the shirts that the Cowboys and Raiders were wearing before the game, and we were fortunate to get some of those. And so, I just want to make sure that even though we're still moving forward, you still don't want to be like, all right, well, that was a last week's story. That's not this week's story. No, it's going to be a story for the rest of the year. So definitely want to, continue to pay tributes there. And, just some of the things I know his girlfriend, Catalina, who's pregnant, and she had made some statements about how it's going to be very, very tough to move forward. Everyone has the significant other to go back to, but, she does not. And so it's one of those things where, we might be moving forward. Oh, okay, well, now let's focus on this. But, not everyone has the luxury to do that. So I just want to make sure we continue to think about Marshawn and his legacy and all that. All right, Greg in Sacramento is next. Greg?
Hey, good morning, Nick. Good morning, Nick. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Picking up the Yeti sponsor before I forget, I still haven't got my Yeti.
No.
And the book, the book that you said you're getting, I still haven't got them yet. So I just wanted to send out a gentle reminder. I know you're a busy man, so but just wanted to throw that out there. You said the Yeti sponsor, and it reminded me of that.
Okay.
Anyway, I have Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, just two quick questions. The first one is I wanted to get your what you think of how Jadeveon Clowney's been doing. Your evaluation of him. And then the second thing is, what can you tell me kind of what's going on with the O-line? I feel like their run blocking seems good to me, but the pass blocking seems, I don't know, it just seems like sometimes Dak doesn't have time back there, or that he's kind of getting rushed, or that the pass blocking breaks down really fast. I don't watch a lot of film or anything like that. I do a little bit, but not a lot. But I just, it just seems like that at times Dak is kind of rushed back there, especially towards the beginning of the game. So I just wondered if you could give me your thoughts on those two things.
Okay. Clowney, I think he's continuing to kind of do what he does. He's disruptive. He's not dominant. He might have been at some point in his career. The last few years haven't been like that, but he's still going to get you 4 to 5 sacks, and he's I think he'll be much better in this. I think all defensive ends are going to be better with this kind of pass rush you're going to see up the middle. I mean, it's very common for the edge rusher to get around the offensive lineman. You're going to get around him. Just depends on what angle you're going to take to do that. I mean, I always remember Ebenezer Ekubon back in the day, back in 1999, and in his first couple of years, he would always get behind the guy, but then the offensive tackle just pushes him into the ref back there, and then the guy doesn't make the play. So you're going to get there, but the quarterback steps up. Now, but the defensive tackles is playing like they're going to play, and they're going to maybe push the pocket. There's really no room to step up. And that's what I think you're going to see these defensive ends, James Houston, Ezaraku, Clowney, they're going to continue to benefit from that. So, sometimes it's an outside in. Sometimes they step up into it. Sometimes the pass rush is what gets there first. Either way, as long as you're making the quarterback uncomfortable, that's great. Now, on the flip side of that, you're talking about the offensive line. They're giving up some pressures. They give up some plays there. It's not perfect. This is not, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Ron Leary, Doug Free. It's not that. That's not where they are. We're not going to be. Well, I say we're not. It doesn't look like we're going to be doing a documentary on the Wall 3.0 right now. Not necessarily. However, let's let these young guys develop. Tyler Smith is still considered a young player. Now, he's already got a contract. He's still a young player. And Cooper Beebe, second year. Tyler Booker, rookie. Those three guys, though, should be your centerpiece of this line for years to come. And Tyler Guyton's a young player, too. And if he can continue to develop, and then we'll see what happens at right tackle, where they end up going. But, you've got young players. Even Terrence Steele was a rookie in 2020. So it's not like he's that. So was CD. That was his rookie year, too. So, you have a nucleus that can be here for a while. They got to just keep playing together, and it's not going to be perfect, but, it's not bad. All right, let's go to Dylan in Northport, Florida.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So we're facing the tush-push Kings this week, and I think the Cowboys are actually going to be whooping tush this week because that offense is near the implosion point with what's going on over there. That offense has not been very good, and I consumed all the opium this week, drank all the Kool-Aid, man, and I think the Cowboys are going to blow them out. I think this is I do, and I don't know about the rest of the games this year, but all three of the next offense. 31-17, and I don't even think the 17 is as close. I think it's going to be kind of a fourth quarter late touchdown situation or field goal or something. I don't know, like that.
31-17?
Yeah, man, that's what I got. I think the big thing for the Cowboys is going to be getting off to a fast start offensively, just like every week. That's basic to say. But realistically, if you can get ahead of the Eagles, and it's going to be tough with that defense, but that offense is not clicking right now at all whatsoever. A.J. Brown has comments every single week. Something's going on in that locker room. and they might be at that implosion point. And the problem with that team is that Jalen Hurts just isn't the guy to, for an entire season, put the team on his shoulders. He's clutch, no doubt about it,
right.
But the game's got to be close for him to be clutch. And so make it not close. You know what I mean? I'm confident. And maybe you can tell me, it feels like from the outside looking in, this defense and really the team has kind of been revitalized in a way, or re-energized. And I don't know if it's the galvanizing around, what happened with Marshawn, or the additions, or a combination of all that. But the energy from the outside looking in feels different. So maybe you can speak on that being in the building.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit different. I think, and I credit Schottenheimer for that. Early on in the offseason, we were saying, oh, it sounds good. He's winning the offseason. He's saying all the right things. But, we always, with the caveat to that, was you got to win games, So none of this matters until you got to go out and win games. Now, they haven't done that to the liking of Cowboy fans and all that. And I understand that. We thought maybe it would be better. But the energy is there, and the excitement is there. And I think the trade kind of helped, rejuvenate things a little bit too. And they played with the spirit the other night. Now, was it because of this guy? Was it because it's bye week and you're just ready to get back into it? Is it because they were having success because they were playing a bad team? A little bit of everything. Who knows? But we're going to find it all out. That's the thing. That's the good thing about this schedule. Is about we'll find out if this team is better or if they just beat bad teams. And that's what this team has been for a long time now. That's why they've been 8-8 and 9-7, and they've been in that area because they just haven't been good enough to consistently beat the best teams, and they beat the bad teams. And a lot of them have been in this division, so you beat them twice. And so you that's the record you get, and that's the draft pick that you're getting is, late teens and then the 20s. And that's kind of where things have been. You haven't been bad enough to get all these high picks. And then, and you haven't been good enough to get playoff success. So it's kind of where it is. All right, let's go to Lester in Minnesota.
Good morning, Nick.
Yep. How you doing?
Hey, man. I'm doing good, man. Hey, I just want to call in, give my score, and make a comment.
Okay.
And ask you, what do you think?
Okay.
My score, I'm going to go 33 for the third week in a row. 33-24 Cowboys. And now that my defensive line looks so good, this is something I never really do, but I'm predicting 2 sacks, at least 2 sacks this week. What do you think, Nick?
2 sacks by who?
By the defense. I mean, I don't really care who it is. Just 2 sacks.
I need more than that, honestly.
All right, give me one with Quinn and then one with Clark.
All right.
2 sacks.
All right. Right up the middle. That's good. You know what? I mean, it would be nice to get Ezeraku going here, especially against the Eagles. He grew up nearby in New Jersey, but he close to Philadelphia and went to Boston College, who are the Eagles, and his first game ever was against the Eagles. And I think he's developed and grown as a player, even more than that. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think he's getting there. He seems like he is that player that is right there on the cusp of making plays and making big plays. And I think now the way the defense is structured, it's perfect for him to get out there and get some. Dylan said something interesting in the previous call about don't let it get close. Which means take care of these drives in the second quarter, first quarter. Don't waste them by getting cute down the goal line and all that stuff, or going for it on 4th down maybe, and you should have. I get it. When you have when your head coach is your play caller, that happens. It happens when you're like 4th and 4 from the 6. Like, we got this. We're going to make this play here. We got this. Sometimes it works. Like it worked with Ferguson. It was wide open. Sometimes in the previous game, it didn't work. And, you can say, well, you can't win this game by kicking field goals. I don't know if I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to make 10 of them. I'm saying get your points. I mean, it's not like Philadelphia's averaging 40 points a game here. So get your points when make the smart play, make the smart analytic play. Yeah, it was a great drive. I get it. And now you're stalled, and now you're going to be disappointed that you didn't get a touchdown. Get the points, though. You're going to be even more disappointed if you get nothing. So get some field goals, play that way, keep your team in the game, and don't maybe leave the door open for the Eagles. All right, let's go to break one more time on the storyline. I'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Just so you know, like, when I get these scores, it's one thing to just write them down. And then, if you get one right, I can go back to it and all that. But I'm also, it's always a game within a game, too. So I try to tell Chris a Cowboys game with that score, if I can think of it. That's actually really hard to do. You can look at the game and then remember the score, but just a random score and find a game to go with it, I've done all right. I think I've missed a couple by a point, but it's been fun. So that's just, not that talking to you guys isn't enough, but it's always about trivia and make fun and remember it, and that's how you keep your mind sharp, in my opinion. All right, Rick in Webster, Massachusetts. Rick, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing? Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. The score I have would be 34-20. I agree with Dylan and everything, but when I watched Songs of the Sidelines the other day, that's near the end, one of the players, can't remember which one, said, "Look at the score. It's 49 points, and we turn it around, it's 94." And I was like, well, maybe that's the reason why they didn't want to kick a field goal at the end and just run out the clock. But I know it's probably because they didn't want to run up the score against the previous coach and thing on the sideline with the.
I think that was it. I think that was it, Rick. I just don't think he wanted to do that to Pete Carroll because they're struggling right now. So, and he didn't want to make it look worse than what it is. But if you watch the game, everybody knows Cowboys got him pretty good. So
yeah, they did.
Yep. So what else?
Well, you have a good weekend,
all right.
And go Cowboys.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you for the call, Rick. Let's keep it going. Mike in Birmingham, England. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. You?
Good. Yeah, fine, thank you. There's a group of UK Cowboys that do an organised trip once a year, and they're over for the Eagles and Chiefs game, so shout out to them. I think Sergeant Sue was trying to organise to meet up with them, as he always does, which is great. And especially, I just want to mention Steve from Nottingham, because he listens to the show all the time. I don't think he's ever called, but he's on the Twitter community, so hopefully they have a great time and 2 wins to see as well. Nick, the other day you had a call and someone was laughing about Tyler Guyton's little bit of play acting that he did.
Yeah.
And I really liked your response, apart from one thing. You said that was for... You know where this is going?
Yes, I know where this is going, because you're in England and the number one sport is soccer. I get it, but I'm not disrespecting the sport. I'm just saying it's very floppy over there.
Yeah. I'm with you. That's not where I'm going. Where I'm going is, you said that's for Man City storyline. You said that's for Chelsea storyline, and I thought he's going to say it. You didn't say Watford storyline. So
I did not say the Watford storyline. I'm sorry.
I was upset about that. But the point you made is absolutely right, and I could do a 3-hour show. I won't. Don't worry. I could do a 3-hour show about all the things that are wrong in soccer that right in the NFL. And as soon as we start laughing at things like that, and it's just a bit of a joke, it can take hold, and suddenly you're watching it all the time. And yeah, I'm fed up of it in soccer. And so pack it in, Tyler. It's cheating. If you're hurt, fine. If you're not hurt, don't go down. It's cheating. So that's my soapbox about that. The Eagles, I'm really looking forward to this game. It's going to be tough. The Eagles are a winning machine. They're the Super Bowl champions. They're somehow 8-2. I don't think they deserve it, but they just keep winning. Even 2 years ago, when they fell off a cliff at the end of the season, but they were 10-1 before that. They all seem to hate each other, but they just keep winning. So it's going to be tough. But we've got a chance, and I'm going to stick my neck out and say 24-23 to the Cowboys in a nail biter. All right, thank you very much. Speak soon.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the call. All right. Well, I mean, the thing is, and I don't hate soccer at all. I mean, it's just, I might have a little bit of ADD, and so 0-0 nil or whatever they call it. I'm sorry. Same with hockey. Need a little bit more scoring. But I've always said this about soccer. If you had a videotape of the greatest 100 greatest home runs in baseball history, or 100 greatest touchdowns, or 100 greatest game-winning shots or slam dunks or whatever, and the 100 greatest scores of goals in soccer, I mean, I think the soccer would be like more entertaining than just about all of these, because when they score, it's beautiful. It's an unbelievable play. It just takes 6 days to get there, and that's where it's tough with me. All right, let's stay overseas. Zach in Germany. What's up?
Nick, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Well, first, from Deutschland and listening to your soccer take, I will argue, because I've been on both sides now.
Okay.
And I've played at high levels. I still play. I actually enjoy it quite differently. So.
But here's the question: do you flop?
No, I don't. See, and now here's the thing: my teammates, some of these guys, and I get why, right? It's just like anything. Okay, does Pickens flop?
Does he? I don't know.
Not like that. Oh, come on.
Does he?
Yeah, absolutely. Pickens is definitely flopped, and I get it, man. If it can affect the game, it does change things. For me, I played American football too, and I'm just used to running guys over. So, if anything, I'm on the other side of people flopping when I defend, but it is what it is. Yeah. The question I had for you today, though, man.
This is not a conversation, honestly. I took it here because I'm the host of the show, so I do that. But this is not a conversation for the shows, because I have a different opinion about it all, and it would probably get me in trouble. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't love it. I don't love the flopping part of it. I get it. You try to get a call. People do it all the time in basketball and some in football. Every defensive lineman does it because they act like they're getting held. I get it. You're trying to get a call. But when your feet
it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but when your feet come up in the air like that to jump backwards like you're jumping into a pool, that seems a little excessive. All right.
Yeah, the main thing with that, right, is usually you'll see it in the penalty box. And it's because if you get any penalty in that penalty box, it's automatically going to be an Elfmeter or a free kick, right, penalty kick. Right. So that's why you see it there. But the question I had for you today, I was just looking at something the other day. Do you think the Cowboys missed on either their evaluation of Rico Dowdle before they let him go? Because I looked at his contract, and this has nothing to do with Javonte. I think he's playing phenomenal. It's more like our RB2, right? I think we missed a little bit with Blue, and, Malik Davis is come back. But, man, just seeing what Dowdle's been able to do, it would be an amazing 1-2 punch. So that was just something I wanted to present to you today. And then as far as Pickens goes, I would personally, I know they're probably going to franchise him. I just don't want to see another contract going into next year and have him get disgruntled. if we could figure out a way to just have him, pay him, keep him, lock him up for a couple of years, especially with, Dak probably on the back end of a contract, I think that would be the best approach. But I'll hang up and listen, and you guys stay safe.
Thanks for the call. Real quick here, because we got to move. We got one more caller, but I'll say this. I have to go back and remember exactly how it happened with Rico. I think he was. I don't think he was coming here. He wanted to go back home. I remember he played at South Carolina, so he wanted to kind of go back there. And I think he was a little frustrated with not getting a bigger deal, but nobody gave him a really big deal. The Cowboys weren't going to do that. They kind of had their mind made up that, I don't think they evaluate Rico Dowdle as a star running back. I think they think he's a pretty good running back who had a 1,000-yard season, so we're not going to pay a lot for that. We're going to try to find another Rico Dowdle, and they did in Javonte Williams, and then, they didn't draft high, and they probably won't next year. So until the Cowboys have been proven wrong that they need a top-line running back, I think they're probably going to continue to do this. That's what I think. Now, let's go to one more caller here. Ronnie in New Jersey.
Hey, Nick. I know we're tight for time. I just wanted to give my score for this game. It's going to be a tight game, I think. I think it'll be like 27-24.
Okay.
And honestly, I think it's going to be the Eagles. Our defense is going to be getting better. I see our defense getting a lot better with the additions, with the cornerbacks and our defensive tackles. But I think it just might be a little bit too little, too late, because they might move up to the middle of the pack within the end of the season of how good I think this team could be. And next year, I think they're going to be a really, really good defense. But in case I couldn't make it through next week, I made it 3 days in a row now, Nick, and I just wanted to wish everybody happy holidays in case I can't make it through, and wish everybody there to be safe and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thank you, Nick.
Wow. Thank you for the call. And the reason I say wow is this is where we are. We're in that happy holidays type time frame of wishing for happy holidays. And I understand that not everybody gets through, so the next time you hear from me, could be around Christmas time. I get it, but man, we're here because it's less than a week away, obviously, from Thanksgiving, and that is crazy to think it's Friday and a week from today. The Cowboys are going to play the Eagles and the Chiefs at home. Week from today, and this is the first time in a while that I can remember that the Cowboys actually had a home game before. They make sure that they're on the road and then come home to make it kind of fair for the other team, but whatever, and you're the defending champs. They get away with like false starts and stuff like that, so they have for years. So it's okay; it'll all even out somehow. All right, great week, guys. Appreciate it. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's see what happens. Cowboys take on the Eagles. We'll be back Monday. It'll be a weird week, but we should be able to be fine with our show. The other shows might be. Might have some different times there, and I think we'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is what I believe we'll do for next week's shows. All right, we'll talk about the Eagles on Monday. See how they fare against the defending champions. All right, for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you on Monday, Cowboy Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!